3:28 a.m.
Thanks, easy. In your face, sister! You spoiled the prank! You spoiled the prank, Sisi! You spoiled the prank!
2 hours later.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anyi. I am a Kenyan fashion designer and makeup artist. Today I get to show you how to make a satin bonnet. So these are the things you'll require. I bought 5 meters of satin, which could approximately give me 6 bonnets if I decide to make the ones like what you've just seen before. But if I choose to make different bonnets, for example, if I wish to have it in prints or any other color fabric, 5 meters would give me 12 pieces from this satin. So what I usually like to do is have a plan of how I'm going to cut the fabric. So I make a little mock-up on a paper, and yes, I'm going to guide you how I went about this one. What you've seen me demonstrate is the width of the fabric, which is 60 inches wide, and I mentioned I bought 5 meters of the fabric. So I'm folding the paper to imitate how I'm going to lay out my fabric. So I'm folding the width into 2 equal parts. It's on fold, and then I want to cut equal squares. So the width was 60 inches, so given if I'm going to cut equal squares, that will be 30 by 30. So yeah, that was what I was trying to demonstrate, how I'm just going to work out how I'm going to go about the fabric. But when I went to go ahead to cut the fabric, I cut 29 inches by 29 inches because for the fabric there are certain defaults, e.g. the silvage, and sometimes it's not that 60. So yeah, I cut 29 inches by 29 inches. So this is the actual fabric layout and cutting. The result we want is cutting a circle that has the diameter of 29 inches by 29 inches. So divide that and create a circle. For me, I went with the technique of cutting the template and then drawing it on the fabric. You'll see what I do and follow up. Yes. With the square still on fold, use the template to draw the outline on the fabric using a tailor's chalk or pencil. At this point, I was making 3 satin bonnets at a go. Yeah, just wanted to let you know, and guess what? It's sewing time! On a 1 centimeter sewing allowance, machine stitch all round the circle edge, but then remember to leave a 3-finger wide opening, which is essential when you're turning the bonnet inside out. You'll see shortly what I did. For this next step, it is necessary to snip the edges because circles and curves generally don't lie flat. So we are snipping them to give them an ease to widen, if I'm making sense, and then later on I'll give them a good press. Here's a hack. Using your thumb, you can get equal intervals of when you want to snip. So from this line to where your thumb ends is where you do the snipping. So for example, if this is the fabric, I'm gonna place this line to where my thumb ends and snip. Do the same, snip. I'll do a last one. See, you get equal intervals, and like when you'll just be snipping, randomly, where you not get the good intervals. Pressing time. Annoyingly, this process takes a lot of time. Oh my god, no! I'm now turning the bonnet inside out. From the seam, mark all round 2 lines, one that will be 1.5 inches away from the seam and the other will be 1 inch away from the seam. So actually the half inch gap is what is the guide where the elastic will pass through when we stitch on the lines. Laying the seam flat, well, because satin behaves flowery in as much it has been pressed, you will stitch the first line, that is 1.5 inches from the seam, and then you'll stitch it all round. Similarly, we are supposed to stitch the second line, but this time round we are leaving a 1 centimeter gap between its end, as this is the space where we'll pass the safety pin through when we are leading the elastic. Measure 19 inches of the elastic thread, and then we'll be ready to pass it through the 2 lines using a safety pin. So that's me there trying it out to see if it's comfortable. You know, sometimes you might cut lesser because of the mentality it's elastic, and then it ends up squeezing your head. So try that out. If it's very tight, you can add it, depends on your head, but on standard measurements 19 is good to go. So I've pinned the elastic to the safety pin and I'm passing it through the 2 lines. This part of the entire process is really nice. You see how the bonnet shrinks, and it's the highlight. So yeah, I hope you reached to this point in the video. If you like, please share, subscribe. It really pumps me up and gasses me up to give you more videos. So I hope you keep watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Yeah, so I'm stitching up the elastic. You'll notice when you do a stitching line on the ends, it will give you an open seam. So the idea is to open the seam flat, stitch it down so as it remains flat when the elastic thread is put back in the line. I don't know if I'm making sense, but yeah, stitch it down, make sure the seams are open such that it's like a continuous band with no visible what do I call it? So next we are stretching the elastic band so that it goes back through the line fully, and then we're going to close that gap that we left for leaving the safety pin. This one here, remember? This next step is slip hemming. So I'm pinning that very first opening we left for turning the bonnet inside out. I'm pinning it and then slip hemming using hand needle.